You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
This is Where You Live with Gene and Tony, and we've been broadcasting from the Concierge Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency. Let's hear now from the Community Associations Institute. This CAI Minute is brought to you by Start to Finish Maintenance Contractors. Start to Finish provides 24-hour service for all of your home and business maintenance needs. Call Start to Finish at 952-259-1219 for your home, for your business, for your peace of mind.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. The address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community associations board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that is established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit www.cai-mn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at cai-mn.com and click on membership.
Well, Gene, we've been talking about the legislature in South Carolina, and they too are jumping into the fray to pass more regulation because they get complaints from homeowners in homeowner associations.
Yeah, and what we said here at the last break is that it is it's just something else for me to see that so much major legislation gets passed with people who don't understand, and they're going by the information with one individual, and they don't understand what's going on. Let me give you an example. One of the persons that was testifying was a real estate analyst for the Coastal Carolinas Association of Realtors. You would think the person would be knowledgeable.
Well educated on homeowner associations.
He said laws are very, very weak when it comes to protecting homeowners. He said there's nothing to set parameters for HOAs, so they're all operating independently. I would like...
What do you think of that?
Number one, no homeowner associations in every single state that I'm aware of have some very extensive state statutes governing how a person can interact and what to expect in a homeowner association. We've seen that across the country. To say that is
a lie.
Yeah,
they're also regulated by corporate law, nonprofit corporate law. They're regulated by real estate laws. They're regulated by financing laws.
And the other thing I'd like to bring about was when you talked about corporate, because it is, he said they're all operating independently. And I would say, yes, they are.
Because they're supposed to.
They're supposed to. We're talking, each association is its own independent, privately held corporation.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the advantage of it, is you get to operate your own community.
And
the legislators want to take those rights away from you.
Yes, if they think that there is one way for everybody to live, that's not true. You're going to have people who are going to say, we want pets. You're going to have other people say, we don't want pets. We manage both kinds of associations, and people are very happy.
They get to decide that for themselves.
That's right.
So the non-pet community, someone starts calling their legislature complaining because they can't get a dog. The next thing you know, the state is mandating that dogs be allowed everywhere. Yeah. That's what happens.
And this is just again, I find it unbelievable.
I know.
This gentleman by the name of Howard, who's with the legislature. Here is a quote. Howard, who is also a board member, here we go, and treasurer of a homeowners association, he said, listen to this, He said, your only recourse sometimes is to obtain legal counsel at your own expense. He said, property management companies have to let people live in peace. What? Where does that even come up?
I have no idea.
Property management companies have to let people live in peace.
What does he think the property management company is doing?
What we're dealing here, Tony, is with people who are so emotional. They are just pulling anything. You know what? Anything that comes in their minds.
I'm sorry. They're adolescent. They're sub-adolescent. Yeah. They are sitting down in the middle of the road, pounding their little fists because they want what they want when they want it, and they're going to make their state legislation get it for them. Senator Cleary has another contradiction. He's proposing more legislation. He says, I think HOAs do a great job in maintaining values of homes, but there are some that have issues and concerns. I get a letter a week by people feeling they're being harassed. Okay, let me ask you this. How does an HOA protect the value of the homes? They enforce architectural restrictions. They maintain the property, they charge fees, and they operate the budget. People hate that. There are a certain element of people that hate that, and they feel like they're being harassed. So he's contradicting.
So are you saying that perhaps the letter he is getting are from the person who didn't get their way?
Yes. Because the HOA was protecting the value of their homes. It's so crazy that they don't understand this process.
The idea here that there is no accountability. We hear that over and over again. No accountability, no responsibility. It's just not true.
It all whittles down to, I didn't get my way.
Yeah.
So you are not being accountable to me because you said no. People act like no is not an answer.
Yeah.
It is an answer.
Yes. The great thing about a homeowner association is the thing that people also don't like, but it's the same with our government too. And I guess I would like to point out, I think it was Alexander Hamilton who said concerning our government that it is the least, what is the word I'm looking for? It was the
I know where you're going.
The idea
it's the least harmful, or the least.
It's the least objectionable of all
forms.
of all forms of government. And
it's not perfect, but it's
you can't find the perfect government.
Well, because government can't make us all happy, and it's not the function of government to make us all happy.
And it's nice that you have to go through this process.
That's
because
right.
When you have to go through an election of board members, that means you have to be deliberate. That means you have to be vigilant. You have to take time to be involved. You can't do that one time and expect that it goes on automatic pilot. We live in a society that takes our involvement every day. And if you choose not to be involved, and you have that choice, then you can't complain about what it is
that you have to accept what is decided for you.
Exactly. The whole purpose of our government is to be deliberate. It's not to be the most efficient. It's supposed to be very deliberate so that people have a choice and a chance to be able to debate the issues and the concerns and to come up with something, a consensus. So it's just it's just something. It's something else. Here is, I think, a good point that was brought out by someone. They said a board member's responsibility is to treat covenants and restrictions as if they are the Constitution in the community where they live. Isn't that nice?
A great description. That's right.
People maybe go beyond deeds and covenants and add to restrictions, for example, telling homeowners to take down flags or move a mailbox. But if the board is doing its job, it tries to maintain the community as in its original form of covenants, which is why people buy into a subdivision, he said, is because
of restrictions.
Yes, people want that. And that is what is not remembered here in this whole argument about homeowner associations. The very thing that people are railing against is the reason why people bought into them is
That's
because
right.
they knew that they could count on some consistency.
Yeah. I don't know about the laws in South Carolina, but one of the people quoted here is saying, I think there should be a requirement that realtors give and explain the restrictions to buyers before they sign. You have to do that in Minnesota. A realtor has to, or not, a seller has to provide the restrictions.
Well, their point was that the realtor has to explain the restrictions. No, a realtor needs to provide the information, and I think this person's point is well taken. You need to have that presented. A good realtor is going to tell you, I'm not an attorney. If you're concerning and you want a legal opinion, you need to seek that. So you'd have to pay some money to be able to get
to make an informed decision for yourself.
And that's the way it ought to be.
Yeah.
But that's the world of homeowner associations
This week.
That's right. On April 8th, 2012. Hey, folks, thanks for joining us. We look forward to having you with us again next week right here on Where You Live with Gene and Tony.